I am indeed.
What's HDMI? It's got a little knob on the side.
Here's also turn it up.
1, 2. 1, 2. So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Mark, does that make any difference for you? 1, 2, 3.
No, I think I'm getting about the same thing I was. Still no direct feed.
Oh, here's audio. Yeah, we got audio here.
Okay, let's
So, Mark, this is for YouTube, right? No, maybe not.
Okay, well, let's.
You got it for the YouTube, but
We see, okay, so we think we have it on YouTube, but Zoom so far is another, another question. Oh, well, at that point, I need to go back to this. 1, 2, 1, 2. I think you're getting it now.
Overdriven now.
Okay, overdriven. So there are some potential solutions, I think. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they're not. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 1, 2.
It was a lot more intelligible to me. It seemed like you backed off the mic for a little bit, and that was a lot more intelligible for me.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Is that helping any?
Yeah. Yes, that's definitely much better. That sounds like you normally do when you were doing whatever you're doing 10 seconds ago. It was very boomy and very present and a little distorted.
okay, I have a two audio coming in right now. What's the camera two showing here?
What? You have 2 audio inputs showing up?
So probably Mark is having the two return like Luke because if you want to talk, I have a number two camera lights on. So should I use the number two?
I think you. Oh, number. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. We
Two is like Zoom coming back here.
when we're on YouTube, it needs to be number 1.
Okay, so you want Mark talk? Can you talk?
Yeah, go ahead and speak to us, Mark.
Speaking 1, 2, 3 to see if my voice is going through the system.
Well, so but Mark is just coming in to us.
Keep saying Mark, keep talking.
Okay. I did not hear yay it easily, but I can talk some more now. And
1, 2,
I
1,
guess
2.
continue to talk.
Turn my mic off. Yeah, I want to see. Yeah. So Mark, keep talking.
Is Yay saying to keep talking? Can you hear me? Okay, I seem to have lost audio on both ends. I'm
But-
not hearing anything. Okay,
Yep.
something's back now.
Yeah, I turned my mic off. At the moment, I mean, there's a couple things, but one of the things is I feel like your level coming into us is too hot, which to some extent I can probably control at the laptop. I'm going to take you down to 60 from 100. So, Mark, could you speak with me?
So I am now down to 60 from 100, and we're going to see if I am less distorted and sound more appropriate sound level.
I think that is probably a little better. So we should try to see if we can do a little bit of this. Now, Ye was suggesting, and I agree with him, that we would love to, well, there's a couple things we want to do. We want to verify that that we're getting out to YouTube decently.
I'm seeing a video image, but I have the audio muted on YouTube, so to avoid confusion.
Okay.
You want me to swap my audio signal to YouTube?
Well, let's see. I wonder if we'll lose you when we do that.
You'd certainly lose my audio. I assume the connection will stay.
Yeah, I guess give it a try and let's see what happens.
Okay, actually, I'm not quite sure how to do that, to have
And
audio and from one.
Can you
Program
switch
and not
back
the
over
other.
to cameras now? You want to do the non-zoom view.
Oh. So you wanted to just go to camera one?
Yeah. So YouTube should now be seeing, I mean, it'll be 30 or 40 seconds, but YouTube should be seeing,
Oh, I'm saying.
it's
delay.
lagging. Yep. And so Mark has, I guess, turned off his audio so we can't hear him. Yes. So, although.
What I did was swap the audio. I changed my speaker input from the Zoom call to my speakers, and I think my mic is probably still hot. I now have to figure out how to do the settings for the YouTube. I'm not hearing anything off YouTube, and I've unmuted it. I'm not hearing anything.
Okay, yeah.
Sending audio through YouTube.
Well, there not much because we were listening to you, but now I am speaking, and I think you potentially are hearing me on the YouTube stream. I think all indications are, and I'm going to go up to the lectern and speak from there, since that's what's on camera. Ooh, we have to be real careful. Maybe figure out a different plan.
Okay, I was right about it being confusing because I'm getting delayed audio from YouTube and still getting the. I need to see if I can. There's got to be a way to route them to different ways, different places, but I'm not sure what.
Okay, I might not have turned this up enough. I'm now speaking from the lectern. Based on the metering, do you think I'm getting enough level? 1, 2, 1, 2. You could just turn me up at the mixer if you think I need to be turned up at the mixer a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So, those of you watching on YouTube hopefully are hearing me and seeing me. I'm going to take my mask off so that you can check the timing of my lips and my voice, just to get a sense of whether it seems to match up fairly well. And we may go back through this and look at it, and I'll know that to go back and look for the point in the YouTube when I take my mask off and start talking. And then we check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Boom, boom, click, click, boom, boom. Hooray, I'm going to put my mask back on. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I see myself on that preview monitor over there, and I see that Yay is doing something up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me see. Da 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 da. I could look at the YouTube link myself. Don't know what my reception will be like in here. Who called a hurricane? Oh, wow. Okay, so plaza tent installs are delayed due to the potential hurricane winds. Perfect. Where'd my link go? Okay, so there, I'm watching YouTube and there I am. Am I hearing anything?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh yeah, I can go back to that point.
Mask off so that you can check the timing of my lips and my voice. Just to get
That seems pretty good on YouTube.
match up fairly well. And we may go back through
So that,
this and look at it
we may have a lot of problems, but not that one.
point in the YouTube.
Okay. So Mark, if you're listening from home, and Yay, the idea is, for most of the service, it's a fairly ordinary service going out over YouTube, about like what we're seeing now. Then, at some point, we will toggle it over to Zoom. Our final output to YouTube will be toggled over to the Zoom. And when we do that, Yay has created some little some bars, lower third type graphics in order to cover up some of the Zoom menu stuff, top and bottom. That's a cosmetic detail. It's not that big a deal, but very nicely done. And let's see. So Yay. Well, actually, there's a couple things to think about. So Mark is a panelist at home. If he stays on YouTube, and Mark, I'm speaking partly as a test, but also for you to help us out with this part of it. If Mark is a panelist at home, well, he probably just follows the service via Zoom, rather than having.
There's a significant difference in timing between YouTube and Zoom. Having both of them up is bloody confusing as hell.
Okay, so our panelists really don't want to be watching YouTube because they have to be live on Zoom. And here's the important part, and this, Mark, you can verify for us, they should be able to see and hear everything. I mean, when you were on Zoom,
Yes,
you were seeing us and hearing us.
right now I have on Zoom, I have a close-up of you wearing your mask. On YouTube, there is currently a wider shot of you in the same location, still wearing your mask.
Okay. I mean, I think that's just a 30-second delay. I think
Yes,
I think so. We can pretty safely tell you, Mark, to just shut YouTube down for your as far as you're concerned. The only thing you would miss as a panelist is the lower third graphics, which are inserted sort of downstream, but I'm not going to worry about that. But if you can hear and see the service, and in particular, hear and see, and then the other thing, I, as the sound guy, will need to make sure anybody coming in on Zoom is muted up until we get to the Zoom portion of the event. And then when we get to the Zoom portion of the event, I need to bring it up. Now, there's the question of how do the Zoomers sort of communicate and make sure they're comfortable and happy and ready to go. I mean, in terms of ready to go, they're just going to be, well, they'll hear Ellen introduce. I'm talking this out, and I hope you're listening and you'll jump in if I've screwed something up or been too confusing. And that's both you and Yay. Yes.
What?
You want to take it off? Take the mask off? We should, yeah, we're still going out to YouTube. Yeah, I mean, and I looked at it a few minutes ago with my mask off because it was playing on delay, and I think it looked pretty good. At least, I mean, I think it's okay. And hopefully it's okay on Zoom as well.
I would say it looks pretty good on both.
Okay. All right.
One thing of note is that the YouTube can be delayed by more than the 30-second mandatory delay if people got started slightly late. When I first connected, I noticed this issue that it will start playing from the beginning of the event rather than at the live portion. So when I first started, I was like 2.5 minutes behind.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, so yeah, that's fine, though. I mean, at least for our purposes.
I'm just thinking that might be something they want to mention to anybody who may be doing YouTube and Zoom. If you're just doing YouTube, it obviously doesn't make any difference. But.
Yeah, I mean, and really, I think I think the lesson from what you've seen is nobody should do both, because if you're if you're a panelist, you're liable to be caught in the bathroom because you think you've got 30 seconds to a minute or 2 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not thrilled with your audio, Mark.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not exactly sure, but it feels like you're rapidly going in and out, or levels changing. Have you heard anything that's weird to you, Ye, when you're listening to Mark? Okay. Well, let's let Mark talk to us for a few minutes or a few moments and just listen. So, Mark, please go ahead with your sound check.
Okay, what shall I do for a sound check? There's always, the introduction to the Canterbury Tales in Middle English. That's always kind of bizarre. Wander April, when in Shora Sote, the drought of March hath passed to the road, and bad every vine in switch liqueur, of which virtue engenders the floor, when Zephyr sake with his sweeter breath, and spirit death in every heart and hath.
Okay.
I've forgotten the rest of it.
Well, it's probably good. I mean, that's a little problematic as a test because we're also testing for intelligibility. We can't understand that anyway. At least I can't.
Yeah, that's Middle English is not known to be. Well, I can just talk normally, or I could, if all else fails, I'll revert to my normal Monty Python routines. But I suspect I can just speak extemporaneously on random topics at a normal voice level. It is a little disconcerting because I am hearing myself coming back through the open microphone through the Zoom. So I'm getting an echo delay. So if there's a way to avoid that, that would probably be a good thing.
You mean, so I think what you're saying is we want to see more than just Mark's nice chapel picture and me in the room. So I think what we do, we can check and see if we can find Tom and get him on camera, or I could go back to the office. I could do it from my phone somewhere else in the building.
And if you need a video image, I can pull out my laptop.
Oh, yeah, actually go, I mean, are you on the computer that has the camera, or you have to go to a different computer?
I have to pull a different computer out of my bag and set it up. I do not currently have a webcam on my desk camera, but there's one built into the laptop. I just have to pull it out and plug it in and so on. Probably take me 4 or 5 minutes.
Well, what do you think, Ye? Do you want me to go? Okay, yeah, so Mark, if you could transition to a device with a camera, that would be great.
Okay, will do.
Let's see. And see what it looks like on YouTube. Yeah. Yeah, so, and we would just, and actually here, yeah, this is going to be kind of important. Audio-wise, we want the Zoom part muted. when they're, except for when it's in Zoom. Okay. So when we,
Yeah,
so
we're gonna do it just, oh, so,
does this do a camera follow?
yeah, there's audio follow.
Does it do auto follow?
Yeah.
Maybe,
This is called AFS, audio follow video. But you want to mute completely, so that's mute. Now we mute it.
but, I mean, we could,
Now Zoom mute it.
right, but we could do it as AFV, I think.
Yeah, then you just need to hit this, all of them.
Although, actually, I mean, it's only these two that we're using. Maybe that stays on the whole time,
Okay.
and that follows.
So when you switched it to, okay.
Or, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe when we switch to Zoom, we don't want the audio from the rest of the room. I guess that's a,
Okay, so just turn it on.
in Zoom. Okay, it's still going to YouTube. Oh, wait.
So one was more.
Turn that off. So, no, turn that off. No, that one off. only want the Zoom audio coming in when we are seeing the Zoom.
Okay.
Now, for our purposes, when Mark comes in, or somebody else,
Let's see here.
then do it. Now, I can, well, I can Zoom. Yeah, I'll text him. I can't remember exactly what he told us.
But he didn't really know only me, so, you know. Yeah, he said he can join us.
I shouldn't be here. Or maybe I should. One, two. One, two. Am I going out? Hey, I don't think AFB is working the way I thought it was. One, two. One, two. One, two. So, which camera are we on? We're on camera one. We're on AFB. So why is audio? Oh, because we're connected to the laptop. What's going to one, two, one, two? Is that Yeah, one thing we want to be sure of when you do the border. Oh, somebody's waiting to get in. When we do the border, we need to be prepared if it does a three-person screen. We don't want to block. If it does a screen where things are on top like that. 1, 2. So Mark, you're hearing, oh, we want to switch to Zoom?
Can you look at it, see, like,
We want YouTube to be, we want to be in Zoom mode at YouTube?
I can definitely, make the most of it.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I cannot cut it off.
You're wondering, are you cutting it off? Sorry, Mark, my phone is joining the meeting, and it, of course, looks pretty weird at different times.
Yes, it does.
That's closer to how it should look. Let's see. And, yeah, okay, I can see how a little bit of what the bottom of Mark's image is cut off. And I guess maybe a little bit of the top of mine. And when I say cut off, Mark, you're not seeing that. That's what's showing up on YouTube, where Yay is basically creating a graphics box to block the image of the toolbar on the bottom and the couple of informational toolbar things on the top. And you would see that on YouTube, but you wouldn't see it on Zoom.
Yeah, I just started YouTube back up.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess.
I muted now, though, which makes it a lot less confusing.
Yeah, that's right. It's just an image. Yeah, in that sense, not a bad thing to do. Let's see. I'm going to let Yay finish working. Are you working on the graphics, Yay? What's that?
Okay.
A new, okay. All right, gotcha.
And we now have the Zoom conference on YouTube, right?
I believe is that right, Yay? We're switched to Zoom for YouTube? Oh, yeah, I guess I should know that because I'm seeing that right here. Sorry, I should. And actually, yeah, okay, now I can see the live YouTube view myself. So when it's a panel of, I think it was going to be 5 people, which means it's probably going to do it. Actually, it probably means it will do it like this. It'll probably do 3 above and 2 below. I think that's the way Zoom usually does 5 participants. At least, yeah. I mean, I guess I could configure the window differently, but that's probably good. Is there any way to determine who is where? I think that's too much to ask. I hope Noemi doesn't. Okay, so. Yeah.
Cover everything, but not the image.
Yeah, if you can read his name, then you've got the bottom of the screen. And on the top, I guess it's possible. No, I think, yeah, you got it. Yeah, because actually I can see the yellow window, the yellow frame for the primary window. Okay, yeah, that's great, yeah. I think I liked it better black, but it's a good experiment because now, yeah, when it's blue, you know exactly where it is. But then you can change the color on it. Or you can convince me that blue's better. Either way, whichever's fine. So, what do we need to do next, Jay? Is this good enough? Does this work? I'm thinking a little bit about the experience of Mark as a panelist. I think in an ideal world, we would, before the YouTube kicks off, well before the event, we would have all of the panelists in, and we would essentially rehearse the YouTube portion of it, and then we would mute them from our perspective, and they would just listen to the show via YouTube. We should probably have a back channel communication set up with them. Probably, ideally, Noemi or somebody like that would be a mics off, cameras off participant in the YouTube, in the Zoom. Essentially, she probably would want to monitor like Mark is, where she's there and she can have the YouTube open, but she probably mostly wants to have the Zoom open. And then she can be sort of, I'm not sure. Say that again?
Another session, the whole video, just we can send it to them. This is really long, and then we have a lot of time.
Oh, you're saying we do a YouTube recording? Yes. Let's see, what am I going to... well, it's good for me to be thinking of this. Okay, yeah, I'm probably making this harder than it needs to be. So I'm going to go into YouTube, and I'm going to say end stream. End.